Welcome to my podcast. You're listening to Mood Swings by Robert Leckington. And this is episode 14. Hey, how you guys doing? You know, it's been, over a month, maybe a month and a couple weeks since I did my last podcast. You know, I try to do a monthly, but, you know, sometimes I get busy and don't get back to doing podcasts and whatever. But I'm not going to pod fade. Pod fading is where you create a podcast and then you eventually just not really do one. I'm going to continue to do a podcast as much as I can because I want people to know what's going on with me, and it's good practice for me being, you know, an amateur broadcaster, basically. So, yeah, anyway, over the course of the last couple of months, some good things have happened, some bad things have happened, but, you know, I'm moving along and continuing. Hopefully, 2016 will be just as good as 2015. You know, maybe better, hopefully better. Right now in pre-production with Scott Goldberg on another film, and we're going through different like gear, you know, like cameras and audio equipment and things like that to record video and audio, trying to get, you know, something different down kind of thing. And just the idea of going through different formats and whatever, you know, just coming up with something that looks good, that will be something that we could be proud of. We're working with other people in this film. It's not just going to be me, obviously, but, you know, one of the things that I'll be doing is location scouting, that kind of thing. Trying to find different places to shoot. It would be like something that I'm kind of interested in myself anyway. Eventually I'd like to start making films. I have a short that I've been wanting to work on for I don't know how many years now. Pretty much done as far as the pre-production part is. We just need to do the production end of it, you know, and hopefully it shouldn't take more than a couple of days to really film what I've got in my mind. It's really not that big of a film, you know, a short meaning that it's shorter than 60 minutes or even a half an hour, you know, that would be considered a short. My particular short is only going to be from start to finish 5 minutes. So, you know, it's a few minutes worth of video and some dramatics, that kind of thing, and I'll be done. So it wouldn't really take that long to do it. What else? Been going out on auditions. You know, I had a few things happen. I lost my agent, which really was, I have no excuse for that. That's, you know, something that I should have been paying attention to, and I didn't get a phone call. Come to find out that there's a phone number that I have listed on my IMDb page that's really not an actual phone number. What's a phone number? It's a Google phone number, and it somehow just didn't, I guess, forward the information from the agent because he used that number to call and left a message, and come to find out that, you know, just a couple days ago, last night, he left that message, and because I never called back, they decided to let me go. So I feel kind of bad about that, because I really wanted to be able to do work with my past agent. He was a really nice guy, and hopefully in the future, if there's ever anything that could happen, I would hope that he and I can get back together again. I mean, that's, some of the bad stuff, I mean, I really, because things have been, kind of, I don't want to say hectic, but I've been really busy. A lot of stuff on my mind. I ended up getting into a car accident last month, which really, I mean, in a way, it kind of was a good thing, because I ended up getting a new car the very next day. A newer version of the car that I had. Something that I kind of wanted when I bought the original car. It had, the original car was just a base model. This car, it's got everything in it, so I can, it's got the touchscreen navigation, radio, XM, Sirius radio, satellite, whatever, cruise control and telephone buttons and all that good stuff that's on the steering wheel. So, I mean, when I originally bought the other car, I was hoping to be able to get something like that, like what I have now, in that other car, but it just didn't work out. I guess my credit wasn't all that great at the time, but, I've been really working towards cleaning up my credit. Really just been making sure that the work that I do, I'm doing the best that I can do, and of course, at work, my daytime job, it just gets so boring, man. I mean, I don't know. I'm not knocking the job. It's a good job. It's just it's not a job for me. When you solder all day, when you're sitting down, you're not getting out, you're not walking around. Me, I don't really talk to people at my job. I do what I got to do, and then I'm pretty much done. I mean, but it's monotonous work, so I would like to get into a creative job where I can be constantly doing different things every day, moving around, just being productive, I think. When I'm working for somebody else, I'm not being productive. I'm working for them, I mean, productive in a way that I'm making money and being able to pay my bills, which is nice and really great. I need to do that. But if I'm just sitting there and doing nothing but soldering and paying attention to getting orders out, I'm just not being productive in my own mind. I want to do something different. So that's what school's for. Communications management. I'm already currently into my third semester, which, I'm doing really well in school. Thank you very much. I could definitely be doing better, although as a master's graduate student, man, that work is tough. So, I mean, if any of you guys decide to go back to school and go for a graduate degree, just make sure and pay attention, because the work is tough. They give you a lot to do. Even though it's an online course, it's still considered to be full-time. I'm currently taking 2 classes for my third semester. I took 2 classes last semester as well, but when I started it, because it was just so much work, I dropped 1 class. But, whatever. I mean, that's what I had to do to survive, really. So, what else? Music-wise, 2015 was awesome. I went out and I got new music gear. Planning on doing some stuff soon. Doing some recording. I just need to find a place to actually sit down and play. Really don't have too many places out here that aren't cheap. I mean, you got cheap places, but, you know, when you're paying like $30 and $40 an hour, you got to buy a block of time to make it worthwhile, kind of thing. So there are places out here, which is really interesting, where you can rent by the month a space. It's a heated space. It's got internet service, you know, I mean, but you got to have more than a few people involved, you know. I mean, it's a good thing to be a part of, but if you can't do it by yourself, I mean, you got to have people to work with, and right now it's just currently me and possibly Scott Goldberg. I mean, we've been talking about doing music for a while now, but, you know, until we actually sit down and do something, you know, and I figured probably next month we'll at least get together and do a little something. I know that at that time he was saying that we will be able to. He's buying a house, so we'll be able to play at his place and record or whatever. We're kind of looking forward to that, because I need to start getting my chops back. You know, and being a drummer all my life and not playing within the last 10, 12 years, it's really tough, you know. I mean, you got to get back into it, and you got to get the feel back, you know, get your calluses, you know. So, looking forward to 2016, you know. I had just recently on the 2nd, so 2 weeks ago, I had a birthday. Not going to tell you how old I am. That's none of your guys' business. But I'm young enough, I'm strong enough, and gosh darn it, people like me. But, yeah, so my birthday was a couple weeks ago. Kind of a boost, you know, in confidence for the new year. The amount of work and time that I want to put into various projects, I'm hoping that some things pan out, you know, and then hopefully maybe, although my manager that I work with has told me that, you know, I don't necessarily need an agent just yet, because I really don't have steady work coming in. But it would be kind of nice to actually have somebody to help me find more work. I mean, when I self-submit to different projects, I never hear back. But with an agent, they have access to even bigger breakdown lists of different things that are available that I wouldn't normally be able to get my hands on. So it's always good to have extra people behind you that can get you work. That kind of thing. Right now, my manager says that he can do as much, if not more, which is good. It's great. I've been on several auditions within the last few weeks through my manager, which is great. Looking forward to more. There's a few things that I'm paying attention to as far as different productions. Can't really name them. I mean, they're big time productions, so, you know, hopefully at some point I might be able to get involved. And I really hate doing that. I hate saying there's a project that I'm looking at, but I can't say anything about it. You know, I mean, I don't like it when I hear people say that, and when I say that, you know, I catch myself and I'm like thinking, oh, well, I just said it, so, but, you know, just, I don't like to actually do stuff like that. I want you to know what's actually going on, so, from now on, hopefully I can catch myself even before I even say it, and just, like, not say, you know, there's a project that I'm looking at, but I can't name it, you know. To me, that's kind of, it's not in my best interest to to tell people things like that, because there's really no suspense in it. You know what I mean? But, you know, in the future, I'll keep myself from doing that. Let's see, what else is going on? Right now, it's pilot season, so it's going to be kind of tough to actually really get anything, you know, unless they're looking for a specific person to play a role or whatever. Pilot season is not the best time to be looking for representation. I don't know. We'll just I'll figure something out. Something will happen soon, hopefully, and I'll have something to share with you guys along those lines. Kind of missing home. I miss the West Coast. Might be able to make a trip out there sometime this year, hopefully. Last year I went back home to see my family. A cousin of mine had a wedding, and I had a really good time seeing people that I hadn't seen in a long time. Especially my oldest cousin. He, real big influence on me, you know, growing up. Yeah, you know, I mean, it would be nice to actually go back and spend a little bit more time. You know, finances, what do you call it? Like, finances are pretty much keeping me from being able to do what I really want to do. But I'm working on it. You know, taking care of business, doing what I got to do. Really, I mean, if you guys have anything that you want me to pitch to people, let me know. I'll put it out, you know, put the word out. That's kind of what I wanted to do since I first started doing this. I wanted people to be able to advertise through me. I'm hoping to get more followers at some point. You know, tell a friend about me. Let them hear some of the stuff that's going on. Maybe it's, you know, they can tell a friend or two or whatever, you know. Hopefully this broadcast could become big enough someday, and I'm sure it will anyway, because I know that I will be a famous person at some point. So if you have something that you want me to share, I'll share it. If you have any, you know, comments, suggestions, whatever, email me at robertleckington@gmail.com. Really, you know, until next time, if you don't have anything to share now, I will definitely be listening out, watching out, looking out, whatever, you know, looking out for different things. Hopefully soon. I'd love to really get an interview in, because, you know, I mean, that's part of the other process of being a broadcaster, is interviewing people. So maybe soon I'll have an interview that I could do. Like to do some more advertising of my own. Maybe I could, like, share links with somebody. That's a good way of getting my name out there, you know, letting people know that I have a podcast. Maybe we could switch links. You know, you have a podcast, I can put it on my page. Give you my link so you can put it on your page or something. I don't know. That'd be pretty sweet, wouldn't it? Anyway, you know, it's a win-win for everybody. But I will go now, and I will talk to you guys soon. Hopefully sooner, maybe, if I have something really important to share. And hope to see you then. Take care, everybody.